Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, ladies, for starting this program and keeping it going. So my name is Helena. I work with yoga and positive psychology. That's like the body-mind connection. In this class, what I have chosen to do is the physical class we're doing the same, more or less the same sequence every week. The idea behind that is that when we do something over and over again, the body kind of learns it. And it's when I don't have to focus too much on the physical practice, after a while, the physical practice, it's just like we're just moving through the sequence, and then I can pay more attention to what's going on in my mind and what's going on in my emotional body. That's the idea. Then I'm also using this book. It's a little pocketbook with writings from Pema Chodron. Pema Chodron is an American Buddhist nun. And today's chapter, or like today's little paragraph, is about fear. And the title is How to Defeat Fear. How to defeat fear. So we start practicing for like 40-45 minutes, and then I'll read this little paragraphs, or these paragraphs, and then we'll do like a 10-15 minute seated meditation together. And for the meditation, I actually have a pair of socks because when you sit still, you can get cold. So if you'd like, you can do something similar. So starting by taking your seat, signing up for practice. That is usually the hardest thing. This is one of the reasons that we practice together. If you are waiting for me and I'm waiting for you, we help each other with accountability. It's easier to cheat if it's only me. But if I have to show up for someone else, then that might motivate me to practice. Okay, so taking your seat, feet on the ground. And then if you want to, just bring your awareness to the soles of your feet, maybe lift the heels and the toes, reminding ourselves of the connection to earth. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, bring your awareness to your sitting bones. Notice how the sitting bones are connecting to the chair to the mat to the floor, and the floor to the foundation of the house, and then the house to earth. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, bring your awareness to the crown of your head. And here the connection goes upward. We're rising up, connecting to the universe. So there's one force lifting us up and another force bringing us down, making us stable on earth. Gravity is one, and the other, I don't know what that's called, but it's going upwards. And then if you'd like, you can close your eyes. Bring awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And without judging, just notice what kind of breathing you are using right now. Is it long? Is it short? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Just notice, don't judge. Maybe if you want to, you can also give yourself like a weather report. What kind of thoughts and feelings are going on in you right now? What stories are you creating in your mind right now? Is it a day with like a blue sky and a few pretty clouds here and there? Is it a day when it's completely gray? Maybe there's thunder and lightning. Nothing is wrong. It just is. The weather just is. So what kind of weather, if you gave yourself a weather report this morning, what kind of weather are you having in your mind right now? And then if you want to, you can place your hands on your knees and then gently start moving the spine in a cat-cow movement. Inhale for cow, exhale and round your back for cat. So warming up or waking up the spine, waking up the spine. Good morning, spine. There you are. Maybe thinking about all the vertebrae in the spine, separately together, one vertebrae after the other. Working together, but they're all separately together. And you can do this for a long time or a short time. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, coming back to neutral. And then if you'd like, you could place your arms in cactus and then gently twist from side to side, waking up the body in a different manner. And then from here, you could reach the fingers forward, and go swimming. Maybe imagine how you go swimming, reaching forward, and then pull that water behind you, moving forward. And what kind of water do you like to swim in? Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it salt? Is it fresh? Maybe it's brackish. And then check it out, maybe roll the shoulders a little bit, one way, and then the other way. And then back to neutral. Now, look at your thumb, and then imagine how you're drawing a big circle. That thumb is like a crayon, and you're drawing a big circle, and you look at the circle, big circle. Look at the thumb, look at the circle you're drawing. And then if you want to, you can imagine what color are you using? What color of a circle would you like to draw today? And then we can go the other way. Maybe you pick a different color when you go the other way. That's a possibility. And then back to neutral. Now look at the other thumb. Imagine, pick a color, and then draw a big circle. Draw a big circle, big circle. And then go the other way. Maybe you use the same color, or maybe you use a different color. That's up to you. You choose. And then back to neutral. Now, this time, lift your hands and open and close the hands like blinking stars, closing and opening and spreading the fingers as much as you can. Building strength in all those little muscles in your hands and your wrists and the forearms. This is a lot of work. After just a few times of blinking stars, I feel this and I'm pretty strong. And then maybe bring the arms up, blinking stars, maybe reach and catch a star, reach and catch a star. Over there, and where are the stars that you would like to catch? So reach maybe forward to the side, maybe they are behind you. Maybe you need to twist and reach and catch stars somewhere, or maybe they're down on the floor. So where are the stars that you would like to catch? And then coming back to neutral. Maybe roll the shoulders a little bit, one way and then the other way. And this time we're going to place the arms behind our back, holding on to your wrist or your elbow, someone just holding on to your forearms. Opening up the shoulders. Now, if you want to, you can bring your awareness to the manubrium, which is in between the collarbones, And then if you want to, you can breathe into that place. Imagine how the shoulders are widening. Breathing into the manubrium in between the collarbones. Imagining how the shoulders are getting wider and the neck is getting longer. Now release the right arm and bring it up and over. Bend the elbow and then scratch yourself in between the shoulder blades. Imagine how you're scratching yourself in between the shoulder blades. And then stay there for a few moments, breathing into any tightness. And then release that hand back and then stay holding on to opposite forearms for a while. Breathing into the manubrium. Widening the shoulders, lengthening the neck. And then release the left arm, shake it out, bring it up and over, bend the elbow and scratch yourself in between the shoulder blades or somewhere in that vicinity. And then release back, shake it out, bring the arms out and turn the arms, turn those up and down. Open up and close. Open up and close. Open up and close. And then release. If you want to, you can place the hands on your knees again, and then find the sitting bones, and then start transferring the weight from sitting bone to sitting bone. And eventually, maybe you'd like to add some circles, some more movement. You can make circles. The circles can be small or they can be big. You can go in one direction, or you can go in the opposite direction. Or maybe you don't want to move in circles at all. You want to move in a completely different way. Maybe on the diagonal, or maybe you want to create an 8. So what kind of movement do you want to create right now? And then eventually coming back to neutral. Check in with the feet, maybe lift the heels and the toes. Bring your awareness to the sitting bones, connecting to the chair. The pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. The spine is tall, you're sitting tall. Imagine how someone is pulling you up with the hair from the crown of your head. Shoulders are wide, neck is long. Inhale is long, maybe count the inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. And then, if you want to, you can place your feet in Tadasana feet. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Tadasana feet. And then lifting that right knee off the floor, and then make big circles, opening up that hip joint a little bit more. Big circles, big circles. And then step out wide. Elbows goes on knees. Elbows like to connect with knees. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the spine. Crown of the head goes in one direction, and the sitting bones go in the opposite direction. You can stay here, or if you want, you can place the hands on the floor. Maybe walk the hands forward. Knees goes back. Knees go back. Breathe. And then if you want to, you can hold on to opposite elbows and let the head hang. And then inhale and come back. Lift that right foot and come into figure 4 or seated pigeon. Figure 4. Use your fingers. Use your fingers to place the fingers in between the toes, opening up the toes. Now, if you want to, you can point and flex the foot. Point and flex the foot, increasing the flexibility in the foot. Our feet, they are doing a lot of work for us. They could need some kindness and care. So point and flex, point and flex. If you want to, you can also use the right arm to gently guide that right knee out slightly, opening up the hip. If you want to, you can add some movement, maybe rock from side to side, maybe rock back and forth a little bit. Maybe you prefer to do gentle circles. What works for your body right now? And then release, come back to Tadasana feet, left knee comes up, make big circle with that left knee. Opening up the hip joint, getting some like fluids in there. And then step out wide, elbows to knees. Elbows like to connect to knees. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the spine. Crown of the head moves in one direction, the sitting bones in the opposite direction. Maybe place the hands on the floor, maybe walk them forward. The tendency here is that the knees are going to collapse in. So resist that and keep those knees back. Keep the knees back. Maybe holding on to opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy. Inhale, come back up, and then place that left foot in figure 4. Use your fingers to place the fingers in between the toes to open up the toes. Open up the toes. Point and flex the foot. Point, flex the foot to increase the flexibility in the foot. They do a lot of hard work for us. sometimes we forget about the feet. They're just there every day. They're just there doing their job, not asking for much. But that doesn't mean that we can show the feet kindness and care. Left elbow goes on the left knee. Gently guiding that knee. We're looking for discomfort, no pain, no pain. If I feel pain, we all go there. But when I feel the pain, I'll notice, this is painful, and I back off. I back off. And one day each day is different. One day I might be able to go very deep into postures without pain. Other days, I need to stay back and hold back. Every day is different. Okay, release. Now place the feet wide, even maybe wider than the mat. And then start to go from side to side, side to side. Bring the arms out, side to side. Maybe touch the floor, going from side to side, maybe touch the floor. Building strength and flexibility in the side body. Maybe you want to bring that arm over and stretch out. Today might be a day where you don't want to touch the floor, and then you stay here. And then another day, maybe you do want to touch the floor. You decide. What kind of day do we have today? And then coming back to stillness. Okay, let's work with the legs. We're going to go up and down using the chair. So I'm going to sit back, all the way back to the chair, bring my heels underneath me so I feel safe going up and down using the chair. I'm going to transfer the weight forward and up, and then go back down the same way, making sure that the chair I'm using is stable enough to do this kind of work. If it's not, I might stay very, very close to the chair and do this. Or maybe I do something completely different. Okay, transfer the weight forward and up and come back down. So this is one way to build strength in the legs. Maybe I want to go down slowly and just touch the chair and then come back up again. Maybe just touch the chair and come back. Maybe I want to go down, touch the chair, come up 1 inch and then stay there. Breathe, breathe. How long can I stay here? And then when I don't want to stay here any longer, I'm going to try and stay a little bit longer, maybe come up to standing and then go back down. So I can play with these different movements, building strength, a way that works for me. Eventually, we're going to meet up standing. Okay, so let's keep the feet like a little bit wider than my hips, bend the knees, let the arms swing. Still working with strength in my legs, and then let the arms swing. Maybe you have some music on where you are practicing. If you want to, you can look behind you when the arm swings. That messes a little bit with the balance. So if that's something that you would like to practice today, you could. Or maybe today is a day where you want to keep your gaze very focused, straight forward. And then coming to stillness, arms in cactus, gentle twisting from side to side. Notice how your feet are working here. Maybe spreading the toes as much as you can. We practice by putting the fingers in between the toes. Maybe spread the toes as much as you can. That gives you a deeper connection to the earth. And then if you'd like, you could go swimming. So where is the water where you swim? Is it local? Is it maybe in a community pool? Is it in the lake? Bathtub? Or maybe you like to go take a shower. And then look at the thumb, make big circles, One circle and then the other. Drawing a big circle. Maybe you are drawing a big sun. Maybe you're using yellow crayons, drawing a big sun. That's a possibility. Okay, now let's do some blinking stars again. So open and close the fingers, working with all those. We use the hands a lot, opening cans, cutting bread, cooking, working in the garden, hands and feet. Sometimes we forget the hands and feet. Now, spread the fingers as much as you can. Now, imagine that you have something heavy that you need to push away. Push it away, push away, push away, push away, push away. Something that's heavy that you no longer need. Push it away, push it away, push it away. And then hold it there. Hold it away from you. And it's going to fight back. And it's going to be fight back. And maybe you're not strong enough yet. So you have to let it come a little bit closer. And then you find your strength and then you push it back out. Push it back out again. And you hold it away from you. Maybe you need to add some kicking. Lifting the knee and kick it away. Lift the knee and kick it away. Lift and kick away. Kick away. Maybe to the sides. Maybe you need to kick to the sides. Sides, forward. Where do you need to kick something away that you no longer need? And then release, maybe roll the shoulders a little bit. This time, if you'd like, you can place the hands on your hips. The toes are pointing forward, and I'm lifting like the side of my foot. I want to work with the side part of my leg. Lifting the side. So working with the side, all the muscles on the side of your leg. Maybe you can lift it and hold your balance there for a moment. Maybe you want to dip the toe like this. You work on one side and then you work on the other side. Or maybe you prefer to go from side to side. You pick what works for you right now. And then come back to neutral. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations. 3 sun salutations. That works with the back body, the hamstrings, and it's just like a good general movement. So I'm going to start with my feet hip distance apart. Or you can have big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. You can use the chair if you want to. I'm choosing not to use the chair. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was the first one. Now, same thing, second one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline and just stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. And then release, open your eyes. And now we're going to do another standing sequence. So this time, if you want to, you can start with your feet be close to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair posture. We practiced this before when we went up and down. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to the left side. Right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you. Open up the pelvic half and find warrior two. So my shoulders are pointing out towards the side and my arms are out. My gaze goes forward. Stay here for a moment and just notice how this feels. And then you can add some arm movements. And you are playing in between two yoga postures called reversed warrior two and extended side angle. Those are the two postures, or we have three postures. We're going for extended side angle through warrior two to reversed warrior. But we do it in a slowly flowing manner. Building strength in the legs, opening up the sides. And then coming back to warrior two, straighten that front leg, hands on your hips, and then let that hand glide down the front leg for Trikonasana. Maybe let that top arm go up towards the sky. And then rebend the front leg and come back up to standing. Now bend the front knee, hold on to the chair, transfer the weight forward, lift the back leg up. Now, if you want to, you can dip the toe in the water. Dip in the water, lift it up. Dip in the water, lift it up. Working with strength in both the bending front leg and the lifting back leg. And then coming back with feet together. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Bend the knees and come back up to standing. Let's try the other side. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight into your right leg. Left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you. Open up the pelvic halves. Arms come out to the sides. Warrior two. Notice how this feels. Check your foundation. And then start moving back and forth. And maybe imagine that you're drawing a big circle with the tips of your fingers. Moving through three different postures. Reversed warrior, warrior two, extended side angle. In a flowing manner that works for you. Building strength in your legs, opening up the side body, shoulders. And then eventually coming back to warrior two, straighten that front leg, hands on your hips. Let the front hand slide down the front leg for Trikonasana. Maybe let the top hand come up towards the sky. And then coming back up to warrior two. Now transfer the weight forward, hold on to the chair, lift that back leg, and then dip the toe in the water. Dip the toe in the water and lift it up. And then eventually bringing feet back together, bend the knees and come up to standing. Let's practice tree posture. You can use the chair, but I actually recommend that you don't. So my experience is that if you really want to increase your balance, it might be better to just take very small steps, starting here. And then if you want to transfer the weight into your right leg, left heel comes off the floor. This could be your tree. This is already here, there's a lot of balancing going on, and that standing leg is working hard to keep you upright. Our feet are small compared to the body and the weight of the head especially. If you feel okay here, you could, if you want to, lift that left foot off the floor. This could be your tree posture today. If this is easy, you could come in to a traditional tree posture. The goal is to find a place that's helpful to you. Maybe you want to play around a little bit and create your own tree. So what does your tree look like? Maybe it's a straight, calm tree. Maybe it's a wide tree. Maybe it's moving. Maybe there's a lot of wind in your tree. What does your tree look like right now? And then eventually coming back down to earth with 2 feet. Hands on your hips, and then transfer the weight into your left leg. Right heel comes off the floor. This might be your tree today. This might be your tree today. Building strength and confidence. Maybe just getting the toes upward for a moment. Or maybe you want to create some kind of different tree, maybe a tree no one has ever seen before. What would the color be of your tree? Are there leaves or needles or flowers? Or maybe something completely different? What does your tree look like? And then eventually coming back to standing. Okay, let's do some blinking stars. Open and close the fingers, bring them all up and down, and then come to cactus. Now I'm going to lift the knee. I'm going to bring the knee crossing the midline, inside out, inside out, inside out. Just a different way of moving the hip, opening up the hip, a little bit of balance and a lot of leg work. Okay, that's enough. Now, we're going to come down to the floor one time to open up the toes and also practice some core. So I'm going to hold on to the chair, step back a little bit, feet a little bit, or as wide as the hips, or a little bit wider. Spread the toes as much as you can, and then release the knees down. Now I open up the toes. Hip flexors, gently push the hip flexors towards the chair. Maybe if you want, can place your hands in your back pockets. That's the possibility. Navel goes in and up. Pit of the belly, according to my teacher, is actually like 2 inches below the navel. She calls that the pit of the belly. So imagine, if you want to, you can imagine a point that's like below, 2 inches below the navel, and then in the middle of your body. Pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. And then, if you like, you can place your forearms on the chair. Maybe clasp your hands. Clasp your hands, you're creating a triangle. A triangle is, or a tripod is like very stable. Now engage the core, lean heavily into the forearms and lift the knees off the floor. And then release back down. So try that a few times, trusting the chair, trusting the strength in your bone structure. When it comes to your arms, you created a tripod. And then build strength. And then maybe go up and down, just touching the knees, like the same thing we did when we do chair posture, go up and down. And then eventually come all the way up, walk your feet towards the chair, armpits are moving towards the your legs. Dolphin posture. This is also a great way to come up and down from the floor using a chair or something else. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, bend the knees, release the clasped hands, and then slowly come up to standing without fainting. Okay. Now let's get ready for the seated meditation. So it's 9:45. We have another 15 minutes together. If you are cold, maybe put on your socks, because we're gonna be sitting still now for like 15 minutes. You are welcome to sit at the front of the chair, sit up tall, 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 or sit at the very back of the chair and use the backrest to support for the spine. You find a way. Okay, and I'm going to read from Pema Chodron's book. She's an American Buddhist nun, and a pretty famous teacher and writer when it comes to Buddhism and yoga and philosophy. How to defeat fear. Once there was a young warrior. Her teacher told her that she had to do battle with fear. She didn't want to do that. It seemed too aggressive. It was scary. It seemed unfriendly. But the teacher said she had to do it and gave her the instructions for the battle. The day arrived. The student warrior stood on one side, and fear stood on the other. The warrior was feeling very small, and fear was looking big and wrathful. They both had their weapons. The young warrior roused herself and went toward fear, prostrated 3 times, and asked, "May I have permission to go into battle with you?" Fear said, "Thank you for showing me so much respect that you ask permission." Then the young warrior said, "How can I defeat you?" Fear replied, "My weapons are that I talk fast, and I get very close to your face, then you get completely unnerved and you do whatever I say. If you don't do what I tell you, I have no power. You can listen to me and you can have respect for me. You can even be convinced by me, but if you don't do what I say, I have no power. In that way, the student warrior learned how to defeat fear. Okay. Now, so take your seat. Check in with earth, lifting the heels and the toes, bringing your awareness to your sitting bones. Notice the connection to the earth. Bring your awareness to the crown of the head. Imagine how someone is pulling you up. Spine is tall, shoulders are wide, neck is long. You can keep your eyes closed or a gentle gaze. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And as soon as you notice that your awareness started going elsewhere, creating stories, you just say, I'm thinking, and then you bring your awareness back to your breathing over and over again. That's meditation. Here we go. Before moving, just sense your hands. And then wiggle your fingers. Notice your feet. Wiggle your toes. Gently move your head from side to side, a slow awakening. Big inhale. Let it go. If you'd like, you could place your hands in Anjali Mudra. You could, if you wanted to, you could bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.